Despite Snow White's lackluster performance, I am still looking forward to Disney's next live-action adaptation. Snow White's controversies dominated the conversation about the film in the years before its premiere. I was still curious to see how Disney would adapt the beloved 1937 animated film, though. While the first reactions shared on social media were largely positive, reviews for Snow White have been largely negative. Now that I've seen it, I can see why Snow White has such a bad Rotten Tomatoes rating. Although Rachel Zegler is a good fit for the character of Snow White due to her acting and musical abilities, the film suffers in other areas. Jonathan, Andrew Burnap, seems like a drab version of Flynn Rider from Tangled. The evil queen, Gal Gadot, is portrayed as a one-dimensional villain, and it's also puzzling that the seven dwarfs were cast using computer-generated imagery rather than actors with dwarfism. Nevertheless, my enthusiasm for Disney's upcoming live-action version remains unaffected by these frustrations. The live-action adaptation of Lilo and Stitch, which is scheduled to hit theaters on May 23, 2025, will come after Snow White. Lilo and Stitch has the potential to be the greatest live-action Disney remake ever, based on the trailer that was made public. It perfectly conveys the light-hearted and affectionate tone of the 2002 original animated film. With computer-generated imagery, CGI, that honors the whimsical look of the aliens rather than choosing photorealism, Stitch and the other aliens' designs seem to have transitioned smoothly into live action. Dean Fleischer-Camp, the director of Lilo and Stitch, is one of the show's many strong points. He was the director of Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, one of my all-time favorite A24 films and an Oscar nominee with a 98% Rotten Tomatoes score. In Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Camp demonstrated his ability to make a profoundly funny, poignant, and little strange film. If the trailer is any guide, Camp has once again mastered this type of equilibrium, which is equally crucial for Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch has a benefit over Snow White in that its source material is simpler to modify. Many people still enjoy the 1937 Snow White, although not so much for the tale as for its animation and nostalgic appeal. It was inevitable that Snow White's story would need to be altered almost a century later. Disney doesn't need to significantly alter the storyline of Lilo and Stitch because it already has a well-loved tale that has held up over time. Both seasoned fans and those who are discovering the amazing tale for the first time are likely to love Lilo and Stitch. The majority of live-action remakes should ideally be able to accomplish this, but many of Disney's reimaginings have not, Snow White being just the most recent example. Lilo and Stitch has all it takes to be successful and meet expectations.